Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today on a junk journal video. So I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and the new catalogue launched yesterday. And there's some great things in this catalogue for junk journaling. And so I am using them today for this project. And one of the main things I'm using are all of these tickets. So I use that stamp and a couple of these other stamps, and they coordinate with this die set, and I can make some fabulous things. So let me show you what we will be making. This is a two-part video because it took such a long time. I had so much fun, so I sort of split it into two. So I am upcycling some brown packaging to create beautiful ephemera here, some lovely tickets like so. I also created some doilies out of the packaging and out of some designer series paper, and used some designer series paper that go with that stamp set as well to make some really nice little embellishments. Now the decorating of these come in video 2, and in video 1 I'll show you how. I used those lovely dies on some books that I had and some digitals that I had. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I made them. So I've got lots and lots of this brown packaging, and I've cut it down to be more of a manageable size, and so I want to make it thicker. So I thought I'll just glue them and fold them in half, and then hopefully that'll make them thicker. So that is my thought. So I'm going to do all of these sheets. I'm going to use this. Can you see there's 2 different shades? I don't know if that's coming up on camera, but I prefer this colour to that colour. I'm going to use my colour because it adds strength when you glue it together. It gives it a little bit of extra strength. So, and I like the glue because it's not a water-based glue, it's a solvent-based glue, so you don't get any wrinkles. I buy it by the litre, so it's really economical. And when you decant it into, so this is one of these Sugar Bell bottles, comes out really well. I also have it in a tiny bottle with a needle nib for precision work as well. So I really like it, and if you get it where you don't want it, it rubs off. So I do have a little spreader. This is just a little silicone brush that you get. It's a hairdressing brush, and that can get it out to the edges. But as I'm going to be die cutting this, I'm not too bothered about the total edges, but it should squish a bit anyway. So fold that in half, and then I take the bone folder. The other thing you can use is, well, this is a Sky card, but you know, like a store loyalty card. I sometimes have those cards, you know, that you get to activate a free month of Amazon Prime. Anyway, I get shed loads of them all over the place for various reasons. And so this is defunct Sky. We used to have a Sky box. We used to have, when the kids were little, they had their own Sky box. we had 2 lounges so that the kids could watch what they wanted. So that is my idea. I'm going to do that with all of them and let them dry, and then we'll do the next bit. So now those are all dry and they're quite a bit stiffer. I probably would want them a little bit stiffer for tags and that, but if I'm going to do some collaging on top, then that's fine. They are gonna get that way. So I am now gonna turn them into the tickets and the journaling cards. So I'm going to be using this new bundle, Sports Fan. So we got a stamp set, Your Biggest Fan, and the dies are called Sports Events dies. And it's mainly the dies that I was interested in because we have a large ticket, which I thought perfect for a journaling card. Quite a nice little size. We do have a stamp here that we can stamp, and then it die cuts, so you get a nice little frame, and then it die cuts, and it's got perforations across here, which is quite cute and quite sweet. We've got a small ticket shape die here. There's no stamp to coordinate with that. And then we've got a row of tickets, which I also thought was very cute. Again, it doesn't have any stamping to go with it. So I have been experimenting and playing with making some tickets through stamping, and I'm also going to have a go at doing some collaging. So the stamping that I have done, if I show you the stamp sets that I have used to try and create a bit of a ticket. So I've got that little dots there. I've got other stamp sets with dots in, but this one's in this stamp set. Those lines, I've used those, and I used that to coordinate with the die. Another new stamp set, artfully layered, that has this bit of sort of faded typing. I do have another stamp set with faded typing that I use, but I thought let's use a new one. To get sort of numbers and things, I'm using Days to Remember. So we've got lots and lots of numbers there. I would like to be able to stamp them separately, but I don't have separate number stamps. And I've got letters. So this is to use a calendar to give us the days of the week. So that's quite handy. And then we've got months, and we've got a little circle there, which I quite like. So that is an option. And then an old retired stamp, which I kind of forgot about. So I've got these lovely sort of alphabet letters there, and I really like this. So I thought I could use that and make some sort of journaling cards or sort of writing space stamped on things. So that is where I was going with that. I thought it might be quite cool to do a bit of a calendar to cut out with a ticket. So I've got my stamps all mounted here. So let's get my calendar stamp. So if I sort of stamp in soft suede. Now the way this works is, depending on the stamp pad, is just the right width to do a month, depending on what day of the week the first day is. Now I'm just trying to think of January, because I am recording this before the new year. it's New Year's Day on Saturday, I believe, isn't it? Yeah. So I like to do mine so the day of the week is Monday, so Saturday would be that way. So we'd have Saturday and Sunday like so. So that stamped down. And then if I stamp my days of the week on top, so I like my week to start on Monday and end Saturday and Sunday. There we go. And then I can put January at the top. So that is January. If I've remembered correctly, I've got a 2022 calendar somewhere around here, so I can look at it. Well, that's 2021 ending on the 31st, so yeah, Saturday is the 1st. I was right. You know, you're in that bit of the year where you have no idea what the day is. I haven't stamped January very well, so that should die cut out nicely there and create a little big ticket with a date on. So I'm quite liking that. So I am going to die cut that out. So that's it cut out. I mean, I didn't stamp the January very straight, but you know, it's a junk journal. But that's quite cute and I like it. And you've got like the perforations down there. Quite a nice little journaling card. We can take the little circles. So if you were recording a particular day in your journal, then you can circle that day. Let's get a darker colour. Let's go for early espresso and choose a day that you might be writing about that is special. I'm just going to do, oh, didn't actually do that very well. There we go. So I've circled the 12th there. Not necessarily very well, but I have. So that is one idea. Now you might want to go around the edges a bit to add a little bit more. I've just re-inked that, so it's actually really juicy. I think it's aiding the looking of the aged look. And we can add some to the back. Looking a bit grungy. We can add some dots in places, some age spots, and you've got room there on the back to write a few things about whatever it is that we are talking about. And then I'm just gonna Just have a little bit of typing here and there over it, just to add a little bit of something. So that is a cute little journaling card to pop into a journal. So that was one thing that I thought about doing. I'm just wanting to move this out of the way because I've just realised it's quite cluttered, isn't it? So then I'm going to do some stamping on this to cut some tickets out. So just do this along. Cover it in script, and then we can do some numbers. We'll do the numbers slightly darker, I think. And I'm just going to do all the numbers because tickets have like random numbers over them. And these are very random. And then we can take our little ticket die, and I'm going to die cut a few of those out coming down, and I'm going to die cut out some little ones as well. And then I'm just going to stamp this so that I can cut that out as well. I'm going to go this way. So I'm going to cut one of those out like so, and then we'll decorate some more, and then we'll get some tickets. Do a couple along there. I'll do a couple of rows of that. So I'm going to get them cut out now. So that's them cut out. So we've got one in there. So that one is cut out at the bottom, so it's not got anything on it. So I wanted to sort of show you what it's like when you haven't got anything on it. And it's really nice. So you've got like indentations around the ticket area, and you've got these perforations. So dead cute. That's the one that we... Oops. Don't know where I was going there. That's the one that we sort of randomly did. We've got perforations down there, and then these are the little tickets, which again have got little sort of perforations on the edges. So you can see how all that sort of random stamping that I did, how that's made the tickets look. So now we're going to do some inking. So I'm going to use the crumb cake. Going to use a spongy dauber. Is that crumb cake? Yep. And so I'm just going to go around the edges. Because gotta ink the edges. Going to do them on the underside as well. I mean, this would just be really for decoration. You're not really going to write very much on this. And you could, if you're doing collaging, could rip down the perforations and make little tiny tickets. I do wish there was a stamp, and I'm going to bend each of the perforations. I do wish there was a stamp for these, but it's quite nice to improvise. And there is a stamp that is coming out. It's delayed in the with all the sort of shipping delays and whatever. A stamp in another set that I think go with this really well. So I'm quite excited for that when it comes out. So you can see the difference inking makes to the ticket, and on the other side I think it makes it quite cute. So I think it's worth doing all the inking. So I will do some more, but speed it up, I think. So that's them all inked. So I want to do some more stamping on them to sort of distress them a bit. So I'm going to do that little dotty one because that's quite good. Just stick a randomly along, really not thinking too much about it. I do love how the because this has been made with packaging tape, packaging paper, I do actually think it gives a really good feel to these tickets. What I want to do on this one is I want to use that one that's the lines so that it could be written on. Yep, liking that. And then I might just put some on that way as well. I might go down on the back. Yep. Probably don't need it on these little ones because I don't think you'd be writing too much, but I'll stick them on anyway. And then there we go. And then we've got our plain one there, which gonna stick some letters on. just so you can do them. That's the back. Oops, I'm going to do a darker colour actually. So I've sort of done them so the letters go on the tickets. So it's going sort of either side. Like so. So they've got a bit of a letter on them there. And I was gonna, on these tickets, I was gonna put January. I am thinking of actually setting aside a time, maybe once a week, to sort of journal. I think if I do it daily, I'll fail from the outset. So just sort of set myself some time. And my journaling of 2021 really didn't happen, but then 2021 started with COVID. We were really poorly, so it's no real wonder. And we have taken our time recovering, sadly. So I'm just going to go along like that. Got a bit of a number on there. That is fine. So that is, I'm just going to clean this up a bit and we can have a look at what we've got. Oh, and the one last thing I forgot was this little stripy thing. I thought it would look good on the ends of the tickets. So just to go over the end of the ticket, like so. Quite liked that. I went over the perforations on that one and actually don't want to. I like that the tickets are perforated, so it's nice to see. And could just go down the ticket just on where it's joined. Give them a bit of a line. Each end. I think it just adds a little something. And that is the finishing touches to the tickets. So the other thing I wanted to do was do some collaging. Now I've got this sheet of paper here. This is in the paper pack. So this is Hey Sports Fan. And so you get this page here that's full of tickets and rip-off tickets, which will die cut with the dies, and you get 2 sheets in each pack, and I have been through and die cut them. At the back of the paper is this blue, And so I thought, if I'm going to put these in a journal, and I might not put all of them in a journal, I have got ideas for card making and that with them, but I thought these might be quite nice backed on this paper here. Would be quite cute if they're going to be tickets that go in and out, as opposed to staying on a page. So there's all sorts of nice ones. So I have gone through, and as I say, I die cut a whole sheet, but I might stick some of this sheet to this before I die cut the other sheets in the set. If I just give you a quick whiz. So we've got baseball pitches there, this lovely stripe on the back, because I thought I probably wouldn't use that, but I thought that's a nice back to journaling card. And the background's very vanilla, and it's got sort of grunging around the outside. We've got these flags, and this shape will cut out with the die. So thought that's quite useful. The back of it's this nice colour. I love these dots as well. I thought it had a whole sort of vintage look about it. That's the uniforms, isn't it, for baseballers? But I love this. We've got our bat and ball there. We've got nice stars and stripes the other side, and then they're all repeated because you've got 2 sheets per page. So that was one thing I thought I might collage on. Well, it's not so much collage, just stick it on and cut it out. So I was thinking I quite like these ones with the ball games on. I think they're quite nice, and the ones with these on sort of would go well. So I might just take that little strip for now, stick it down and cut it off, and I think that would be a nice little we'll do that. And then you can do book pages, digitals, whatever you've got would go down really nicely. So let's just put this away. So if I glue that down so that that is drying, and then we'll die cut it out when it's dry. And then I'm going to look through some digitals that I've got and some book pages. So stick that down. Gonna squeeze out the glue because I have put too much on there. Oh, that's well and truly squeezed out there. I even got some blue dye off the paper. So I'm going to leave that to dry, and that will make it a really really stiff piece of card. So I'm going to see what other things I can cut out. So I have found some things that we can use. So I've got this book here, and I have been sort of going through and ripping out, oh, that's an old magazine, been sort of looking at the different postcards, and there's this one here, we've got a little bit of a ticket on there. So I thought that I can cut that and then I'll refeed it through and cut the other side and make it a smaller ticket. I don't mind losing the other bit. It's this bit that I particularly like. And then there was this postcard in it, and I thought what would be quite nice is to do that side and do that side. So I get two out of that. I thought that would be nice. And then I often, so there's a few sort of public domain sites that you can download ephemera from. So I downloaded these, and I think that would look good. And I'm going to lose this part of it, but I think there'll be enough on that ticket for that to be quite cool. This one, I mean, I have sort of ripped this and made it look a little bit old, but it's just the right size, so I think it would look better die cut with that. And then I've even got some digitals of some actual tickets, and they should cut out quite nicely. If it's not quite right at the end, I can just trim it, but it gives us that nice edging. So I'm going to stick them to my brown packaging, ready to come off. I'm going to cut that in half actually. So that I can fit it on better. Going to cut that down. Stick that on something else. I'll go on there because it's going to cut down in it here, so we can take that edge off. Stick them on there, and then on this one we can glue these two. Get rid of all this. Actually, if I cut the edges off, it'll have the brown paper on it. So that would work quite well. And just do our 3 tickets. And I could do some collaging. I've got some collaging actually just beside me that I did. So I've got some collaged adverts from an old magazine from the 60s, and so I could go around and take off some of these. That would be quite cool as a basis of a tag, and then do other things on top. I could even stamp with this over the top and cut it out and use that as a basis for a tag as well. I'm not doing it to this sheet because I've got other ideas for it actually. So and there's another collage sheet I did just on one layer of brown packaging, which isn't thick enough. This is much thicker, so I'd be inclined to cut a bit of this and re-stick it on the brown packaging, but we'd then have the basis of a nice tag which we could then decorate on top. So I might actually do that. might stick a bit of that to some more brown packaging and create some tickets that way. So we'll get these all stuck down. There we are. So that's them all ready to get die cut out. So I'm going to get them cut out and then we can see how they all look. So that's how they all came out. So these are ready for decorating. So I think they're a cool shape. These are the DSP that I cut out, and I'd probably do a bit of inking around them, but I quite like them. Nice and firm. That's what I like. Journaling space on the back. And then these are the tickets I've made, and I think they look so cool. So they need a bit of inking and stuff, but great little journaling cards in a pocket. Great size, liking that. This is the one that, so it's shorter. So I cut it out like that, and then it came down here, and then I just refed it back in, sort of the sides sort of lined up, and cut it out again. So it's quite easy to shorten down die cuts like that, and I really like that. Looks like a proper sort of vintage thing. And then this was that postcard that I just turned into two different ones, and I think that's worked out really well. These tickets are amazing. Now I've got a little bit of white on there, but that's no great drama. I can just ink that out and it's absolutely fine. If I go around all the edges, then you wouldn't really know it was there. So do it on the other side. Might add a bit of stamp into that. Great little embellishment there. So cute. So yeah, quite happy with them. And then that was just the little stamp bit that was next to that, and I just thought, oh, that's cute. Another little bit of ephemera. So I think this video is long enough, and so I think I'll bring another video where I decorate these and maybe grungify these a bit more, do some things on the back. But yeah, first real big play with these dies, which I just think are fab. So they can go in my little box of ephemera made. I might even add some things to these. So, and I mean, I've used brown packaging paper. You could use other things with this. Matter of fact, I'm not sure if I showed you these, but I did it with just sort of basic white cardstock, so you can see sort of how they can look a little bit different. Doing that ticket looks a bit different if you do it with a different colour cardstock. And I even cut out just the big ticket out of some tea dyed basic white, so I can decorate that and decorate these in another video. So yeah, I'm gonna get lots and lots of ephemera, so need to make another journal, don't I? So yeah, hope that was good. So I'll have all the details over on nigezza.co.uk. Down below I'll link to the stamp sets that I've used. So they're all brand new and it all went live yesterday. So they are now orderable, and yeah, I'm loving it, loving all my new stuff. So hope you all got nice new stuff to play with for Christmas, and I'll be back next Wednesday with another junk journaling video, and then back on Friday and Sunday with a Stampin' Up video. Okay, see you all again soon. Bye for now. Stay safe.